Hello guys. It is a very exciting day for Noosh Patel in the world of Concept New Era, and that is because I've just gotten my first MacBook Pro ever. And for some context, let me just show you what I used to use. What I used to use is this guy right here, and this is a Lenovo Yoga. So I've been using this for the last 3+ years throughout my college time at UCI and work and things like that. And the touchpad is broken, so I somehow managed to get by just using the touchscreen and the touchscreen. By the way, this is not going to be some crazy in-depth review. I'm just not that technical of a guy. I just know the specs I need to know so that I can create whatever I want efficiently, basically. And so, speaking of specs actually, this model, the one I bought, is the Apple M1 Max chip, meaning that the chip is native, meaning that this computer should be super powerful and super efficient. It's also a 10-core CPU, which means it's just very high performance. It is a 32-core GPU, which means that it has super fast rendering and image processing, which is really good for me because I'm a filmmaker. And then I also got this 16-inch display, and that is because I like to have wider screens. I like editing and being able to see a lot more in my process. Now you might be wondering, Anuj, why did you buy such a super powerful laptop, especially when you have this beautiful desktop setup right behind you, you have your semi-working laptop, and the reason for that, my friend, is workflow. I want to be super productive and maximize my time, especially with how much heavy editing I do. I want to be able to do that on the go, and the Lenovo Yoga would not allow me to do that. It would just not handle any of the Adobe platforms, and this bad boy should, in practice, in theory, allow me to do just that, whether I'm at the airport, whether I'm going through a taxi, whether I'm at work, right? And the whole idea is to have a workflow from a hard drive. So I have all my files on a hard drive, and I can just switch between editing on this Mac as well as my PC. Also, if you've been following my journey here on YouTube, you may remember that I got my first iPhone ever, the iPhone 12 Pro, way back in December. Now that I have two Apple products in the bag, I actually can use the Apple ecosystem a lot more effectively, if at all actually. And that actually brings up another really cool point, is that I work in the video production industry. I work at a video production company, and the industry works pretty much completely off of Apple products. So now I can actually communicate with a lot of other tech and a lot of other coworkers and things like that so much more easily. But the most important reason, just like it would be for any other piece of filmmaking equipment or camera gear that I commit to, is that I'm trying to make an intelligent investment. I want this thing to last me for at least 5+ years. It should maximize my time as well as allow me to continually build my skills. So hopefully everything that I mentioned will actually, give you reason and maybe help you out when you want to buy something like this, because it is a big deal, at least in my opinion. Now let's actually do what we are here for, the unboxing. And it looks like the box has like this little tapestry thing on the top, and we're just gonna rip that off. And whoo, the box looks super clean. Can you guys see that? It's like so smooth. And we are coming out. Is this thing gonna... I need to stop doing that. I feel like I did that before too in another one of my videos. But this is how it looks inside. The laptop is right in front of your face. It is covered by this other piece of paper. Let's take that off. Oh, I can't take that off. Oh, what is this? Oh, this is chaotic. This right here is the charger. It's this fat square. Hopefully you guys can see that. That's pretty cool. I've never seen one of those before. And then also, pretty straightforward as well, is the wire. Now this right here is the laptop. Let's take the paper off of it. It is off. Ooh, that is smooth. That's like tile flooring, or even better. I like how the Apple is a mirror. Can you guys see yourself? Well, I guess you can't see yourself because you're in the camera. Right here. Woo. This is a fat laptop. I am 100% going, oh, it turned on. Did it turn on? Oh, wow, it turned on. Let me take this screen protector off. I definitely just left it. Oh, wow, it turned on by itself when I opened it. That's pretty cool. That's high tech. The laptop itself is pretty thick. Like, you guys can see this right here. It's like almost my finger width. It's almost my finger width. It said hola. There's okay, the manual, I think this is. Oh look, they gave us some stamps. That's pretty cool. I like that. I like that. So I guess that's pretty much it for the unboxing. I'm not gonna lie, that was a little anticlimactic. I thought there was gonna be more, but whatever. By the way, if you're already a MacBook user, don't forget to hit the like button, and definitely do not forget to subscribe. We're doing some pretty cool things here on the channel, and I know because of the unboxing you guys didn't really get to see the MacBook in detail, so here's a quick little sequence for you. If you're wondering why I'm in different clothes, it's because it's a new day. I spent yesterday actually just setting up the laptop and getting used to it, because what I want to show you is how this thing performs in the editing department. So let's get started. And opening this right up, it turns on by itself, which is pretty cool. And my Pavo tube just fell off. Let me fix that. So what I wanted to show you is actually the Touch ID. If you press this button right here in the top right, it'll go through my fingerprint. But I guess when you first turn it on, it has to do the actual password, which I'm gonna cut out right now. And voila, we have arrived at the home page or the home screen. So I have it all set up. You guys can see right here down on my dock, you can see I have set up just the apps I would typically use, or I think I would use. It's only been a day or two since I've had this laptop, and you have After Effects, Premiere Pro, Photoshop, and Lightroom Classic. So that's where I'll do all the heavy editing with the video and the photos. I have my drive right up here in this top right corner, because that's also what I'm gonna use to edit from. I talked about editing from a drive so I can edit anywhere, and that is right here. So quick note, actually, this is really interesting. Because it only has USB-C ports around on the sides, I did have to use this adapter I had, and attached to that is this hard drive right here. And then also attached is my Logitech mouse, which I would typically use for my desktop right behind here. But I'm not gonna be editing on this laptop with this trackpad. I'm just not familiar with it. It feels really good, but I'm just not familiar with it so far. So let's open up Premiere Pro. As you can see, I've actually opened up Premiere Pro, and what I haven't told you is that I've also bought this computer to handle super heavy footage. That super heavy footage being the footage from my Sony a7S III, which is recording right now. Actually, everything you've seen up to this point has been recorded on that camera, and the files are super heavy. They're 10-bit, 422, up to 120 frames per second. All that really means, like I said, is just super heavy files, and let's see how this can handle it. I've already set up Premiere Pro with all the shortcuts I would use. I've already imported the footage off the hard drive, and I want to pick a 120 FPS file to drag into the timeline. I guess that would be something like this. So I'm just gonna throw this in here. Alright, the preview's loaded pretty good, that's good. And then let's change this to full. So this screen right here in the top right is where I would be seeing all the edits, and let's just press play and see if it can run through it without lagging. Oh wow. Oh, it did start to stutter a little bit. It is stuttering. That's unfortunate. It is stuttering, but it's getting better. Maybe it's just getting used to it, or it's developing the preview files. Either way, that was pretty good. Let's run it back one more time. Oh, okay, so once it develops the preview files, it runs through it pretty quick. That was just a render right off the bat, so that's insane. That is insane. I love this thing. I love this thing already. Now, we got that test through. Let me actually just edit the whole video from now on. I have just finished editing everything up to the point you've seen in this video so far, and we're pretty close to the end. What I wanted to show you now is how fast it takes to export. So the Mac export took about 20 to 25 minutes, which is 10 to 15 minutes less than my PC. That's absolutely insane. I'm super impressed with the computer so far. As for the editing workflow, it's super smooth, especially once I turn down the program monitor and the source monitor's resolution down to 1/8. It is dealing with the S3 files, so there was bound to be some sort of hiccup somewhere, though it's not really an issue at all because I can still see all the detail on the monitor, and then it would just play back everything completely smoothly. So that's fantastic. And I know I'm not used to the Mac display so far, so I know there could be some issues in color grading and just the general proportions of my video, but those will, you know, be fixed in time. So I'm not really too worried about that. I'm just happy that it's able to edit and be super smooth with that process. But the thing I'm happiest about is now I can actually edit anywhere. Now I'm completely mobile. I'm not locked down to my desktop at home or just any location in general because I have that workflow from a hard drive and I can take my MacBook anywhere. So yes, that's what I'm talking about. And as you can probably tell, I'm super happy that I made the decision to go ahead and buy this laptop. Hopefully this video gave you some perspective on it, and I will see you next Wednesday. Like and subscribe, all that YouTube jazz, and take care.